Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Cindy and I'm going to show you this latest journal I made. I'm calling it the Floral Explosion Journal because I just went crazy with it and that's kind of what I wanted to do, just put all sorts of stuff in it. So it's a large book. It measures 6 by 9.5 and I put a 2-inch spine in it, and because it was so much taller, and because I went crazy and put 15 pages per signature, I went ahead and did the 5-hole pamphlet stitch so it'd be sturdier. On the front, here's the actual book cover. As you can see, I added all this little stuff down at the bottom just because it was fun, and I had them in my stash, different flowers, and added lace along here, and it goes all the way around to the other side. On the back, I did the lace as well. And I put a post and hair tie closure, and one does fine. But if you're going to chunk it up any, you might need another one. So I went ahead and included the other one. So it's really, it works, but it will slip off easy because it doesn't have much tension. So I've thought about the future. Okay, I added 3 little buttons on the signature strings. They're all flowers. Just some I had in my stash. So anyway, okay, I don't know if I said buttons. They could be part of jewelry too. All right, let's look at it, and I'm going to try to sit down and do this and stay in frame. So we'll see. Okay, like I said, it has 15 pages per signature, and that's 180 altogether. So, and they're definitely lots of flowers. Okay, here's where the lace comes through on this side, and I just put a different cluster there. Different papers. It's from Edith Holden. I made this book page just out of, I'm not starting out well. I made this pocket out of book page. I put a napkin on it and then add a little bit of lace right there. This is from a pad of scrapbook paper I bought, I think just mainly to make tags out of. And I just thought it went real well with the napkin. I added some lace at the top, and I didn't do anything to the back. It's just double-sided paper. Each signature cover is scrapbook paper, and each one has some eyelet lace on the bottom. Now, when I first made junk journals, I used a lot of scrapbook paper, and I folded them up and made pockets. So I hadn't done that in a long time, so I wanted to do that on this journal. So the scrapbook paper's been folded up. It's a pocket. It's decorated with this die cut and that little flower. I got it at Hobby Lobby and just a roll of them. This is a postcard that I got from Antique Potpourri. No, I say that every time. Antique Papery. And I'm not sure. She has a whole bunch of kits. I bought a lot of them. So definitely something you might want to go check out. I just layered it between book pages and some blank paper, and so to give it some stiffness, and stitched around it. So that's in here. And then this is an image I cut from a magazine. I did the same thing. I layered it up with book page, blank paper, and stitched around it. Okay, this is from a good grief, calendar. And then you can see the back is the calendar. I got this from Robin, and I thought, it's kind of like a little flip because it had a little hinge there where you can detach it. And I just decided to go ahead and keep it on there and make a hinge out of it, and then I reinforced it with some washi tape. So it's like a paper flip, and then you can still write on those squares, and then it kind of covers it up. A book page that I covered with napkins, boy. And then on the back page of it, I didn't, the writing had nothing to do with flowers and stuff. So I just took this page from Planner, I think it was, inked it up, glued it in there, and then just put a little fussy cut image there. I showed how I did this with some rubbing plates, so I just made a page out of it, and I put this fabric ruffle on here. I think I also showed this on that same video. This is cut from a Secret Garden book, and it was black and white. So I colored it in, and I forgot to color in the birds. So I'm going to get a blue marker and color the birds in, because I definitely want them to be bluebirds. So anyway, I thought that looks really pretty on there, and it's just a decoration. All right, this is from a book. Had a lot to do with flowers and gardening. This is scented not wallpaper, shelf liner or drawer liner. I don't know that there's much scent left, but that's what it originally was. So it's really large, of course it goes in a drawer, so I just flipped it over. And on this one I made it into a tuck. On some of the other ones I didn't. A tag made out of book page and blank paper. I put a napkin on it and then this velvet ribbon. This is also from Antique Papery, and this is the actual kit I used in here, and I don't remember which one it was, but you definitely have to go check out all her stuff. I tried putting napkin on the back of it, and you can see where the napkin, it all bled through, so not so smart when you're printing it with your inkjet printer, but anyway, it's still okay. You can definitely write on that page. This is from an address book. It had, flowers in it. I think it was the actual... the book is from was the last journal I made, the Floral journal. So anyway, definitely can journal here. There's the picture that was in there. This is from a garden planner book, so I just included it. It's got a washi sticker on there. Here's another page from the Antique Papery kit. And this time I did stenciling on the back and just a little bit of washi. This is gift wrap that's pretty thin, so I just doubled it and then stitched around it, make it a thicker page. And all of these pages I didn't decorate because I didn't want to cover up the flowers and things. So it's definitely space for you to add pictures or to add paper or something, so post-it notes, whatever you want to add in here. Here's a faux stamp I made out of a stamp of a watering can. Each signature has a greeting card in it, and I'm going to say they're fairly vintage. I mean, it just looks vintage. And the coloring, I didn't do anything different to the coloring. So this is from another book on flowers. I bought a whole bunch of books on flowers. And then Edith Holden, of course, and I put her in the center of the signature. And I didn't cut her pages to fit. I just folded them. Here's the back side of the signature now, so you're seeing the opposite pages of these things. Here's the greeting card. I just used this image and covered up the words, and it's a little tuck spot. And Robin sent me that. Thank you, Robin. You're going to see a lot of stuff in here that Robin sent, because I found a little envelope of stuff she had sent me of all floral stuff, and I thought, oops, I forgot to use this. That's from a die cut. I just added that. Sheet of copy dyed paper. I think that I must have, no, that was what the paper clip was on the other side. I thought, I don't remember seeing that. Greeting paper. Robin also sent this. I'm sure she stamped it and then she just colored it in. There's the page planner, address book, the Antique Papery where I put the napkin on it. This time I did not glue down the drawer liner, so you could definitely journal here. I put a little tab on it at the top. And this came from a book, a children's book, and it had the flowers and fruits and vegetables, so I just made a little tuck out of it. And this is a journaling card made out of book page, and I stitched around it, and then I put napkin over it, and then I gessoed on the back so you can write on it. I did a little stenciling here. It was a negative from a die cut that Robin had sent, so I just used it as a little stencil. A fabric cluster, slow stitched with different fabric, and then one of those Hobby Lobby flowers. This is a pocket or tuck made out of a yellow envelope, business envelope, that I just folded it up, covered it with some paper and a bird and some lace and a little fabric cluster here. And it's a tuck here, which this, I made a little booklet out of 2 playing cards. I put blank paper there and some fabric there and stitched it together. So you got a little booklet there, and in this part of the tuck I have a picture from a magazine that I put onto. This is actually a page from a children's dictionary, I think, and then it's wrapped around a piece of junk mail, and then some paper on the back to write on. So it's pretty sturdy. So okay. Messy journaling spot with stitching around it, another washi sticker. Here's the other side of the calendar. I just have a piece of napkin there. There's the pretty side of the calendar. Here's the back of the signature where that paper's been folded up on the scrapbook paper. That's a sticker. And here's another tag made out of book pages and napkins. second signature, I forgot I was folding up pocket, so I had it trimmed already before. So this center signature doesn't have a pocket. That's okay. This one is made out of a cupcake liner that I just took to my iron and flattened it out, and then I backed it onto some book page to make it sturdier, and you can kind of see the words through there. Added a flower, some bling, and this little cutout that Robin sent me. This is from that book. We've already seen a page from it. This is some craft paper from the Dollar Tree that I used to wrap packages with, and when I have scraps left over, I bring it in here, and on this one I just stitched all around it and folded it over and made a little tuck spot. Added these stickers that look like stamps. Here is an envelope from Antique Papery, and I bought a book that had all these botanical images in it, and you're not allowed to do, you know, copy them or anything like that. So these are the original cuts from the book, and I just put them in here. So there was like, I don't know how many pages and so many on the page, so there was a lot of them. And then here's another image from a magazine. No, this is from an old vintage book. And it had a whole bunch of these pictures. And when I say a whole bunch, I mean a whole bunch. I finally decided I'm getting them out and I'm doing something with them. So I had blank paper of all different varieties. I sandwiched a piece of book page in there that was just from a new book. And then I put a page of this really pretty brown deteriorating book page on the top. So that's 3 layers, and then I added the image, and then I stitched around the image, and it's pretty stiff. So anyway, that's that. You've seen one already. Page from Antique Papery. This is a sack I made in a video a while back. I had a really large paper sack, so I cut it down and made smaller paper sacks out of it. So I just did my I have a background stamp of butterflies, so I just took my different colors of distress inks and just kind of dabbed it all over the stamp, and then it just gives me all these different colors of butterflies. This is fabric in a rickrack that I stitched and then glued it on, and then inside it is a guest check, just some collage, and then an image cut from a magazine. Gardening book, Antique Papery. Another book page. It's really nice and thick, and I added the napkin on there just to color it up. And on this side, I put another page from that planner and another washi sticker. Another greeting card. Scrapbook paper. I took the plates where I rubbed to make the flowers, and I cut one out, and I just glued it on this page. Just a little piece of washi and a little cutout from a magazine of a sundial, just covering up part of the, you know, the branding of the paper. I decided when I was playing with the napkins, put it on some ledger paper. So the green ledger paper, I put this napkin on there. And this, I think all the napkins I worked with in this book came from Robin. This is from a really large book. Had these large botanical pictures, so I just kept the whole picture and made it into a flip out because there's lots of places to write. And I just added some of this trim on there just for interest. And on this side, the words I just covered up with a piece of scrapbook paper and a couple of pieces of ribbon. One's a little thicker than the other. So anyway, I just kind of like, it's kind of like a little collage, but you can still write here too. Coffee dyed paper, the garden planner with the sticker. Book pages that I covered with the napkin again. This is from Robin, and on this side, that book page was blank except for right here, and I just put that real pretty image from I cut from a magazine there. We got Edith Holden again, and then here on the other side of the book page, I put a fussy, I call it a messy journaling spot. I just messy stitch around some blank paper, and then I had this in my stash. I'm not sure exactly where I got it, but it's these pink flowers, so I thought they'd make a great border, so I glued them down. I mean, I tried to use up a bunch of stuff in my stash, and oops, got wrinkled. So you'll see, like I said, I just went and put lots of stuff. Robin made this, so I used it as a tuck, and put this journaling card in here that's from double-sided scrapbook paper, and I just had this image. This is from some scrapbook paper from a long time ago. Finally decided, what am I waiting for? Just use it up. So that's that tag. Here's the planner page. It got squished a little, and I had a piece of scrapbook paper that had this little gardening hat on there, so I fussy cut it out and glued it on there. It's getting rumpled by all this bling on here. This is from that large book again, and this time, whatever the writing was, I didn't like it, so I had this old receipt. It's not real old, but it's a receipt, and I just crumpled it up and inked it up and glued it over the words. On this one, I put a envelope I made a long time ago. Artie Mays is where I got the idea, and basically you take a ready-made envelope, and you use distress ink, and you use background stamping, and napkins, and a real stamp, and postage stamps on there, postage mark stamps, and then you got a pretty interesting napkin. And then I put one of these pictures from that book I was telling you about. So, just paper clipped it on. I like the pinks up against this scrapbook paper. Here is the other side of that note card. And on this side of the book page, I had the napkin on the front of it. I decided to cover up the words with this little journaling card that I glued down, and it's just kind of like a little flip out. So I've got different collages here. This is actually washi stickers there. And you open it up, you can journal. And on this side of it, I just tore a page of notebook paper out of a small notebook, inked it up, and then did a little stamping here. I even left all the little things. Stenciling on the back of this antique potpourri paper. This is from a garden book, and this is a napkin that Robin sent me a while back that I really love, but it's also on that antique potpourri paper that it just bleeds through, so not the best. Here's the craft paper that I made the tuck out of, and I had the two stickers that look like stamps, and then I just put a label there. Another tag made out of book pages and blank paper and napkins. Book page. This pocket is made from a magazine page that I just folded and made this pocket, and then I put clear gesso on it so it wasn't so shiny. And I have different tags in there. This is just one I got at Dollar General, I think, or maybe Dollar Tree, one of them. It's been a while, but it's like a for you or thank you or something like that, gift tag type thing. So I just covered up the words with all this collage here. So put that in the pocket. This is a piece of scrapbook paper that I just cut to fit and did a little edge cutting there, put some ribbon and made it fit in here. This is from an old 5-ring binder, Better Homes and gardening book, and I just wrapped the page around some junk mail and stitched around it, so it makes a tall, skinny tag. Third signature, we have the lace. This time we have a pocket again. I put some old trim on there, and then at the top here is just an image I cut from an old book. It's got flowers and a ocean scene, so I like that, so I put it in there. Book page, blank paper on the back, an image cut from something, and it's been stitched around. There's a little bit of napkin. Here's one of those, this image I think is from a magazine because it's shiny. I just put it on layers of book page and blank paper and stitched around it. Antique papery again. I have one of these little border clusters and just different images put on there. Here's the rubbing plate again, and I made a little medallion thing here with a die cut and the Hobby Lobby ribbon. I don't know what you call those. It's trim, Hobby Lobby trim. There we go. I found this in my stash. It's a frame that's got real pretty purple, and I just left it blank because you can slide a photograph in there or something. Another book page has got the napkin on it, and on this side it's got the garden planner page. Just the planner page. Book page. This is the book liner, drawer liner again. I put a cluster made out of burlap and buttons. Antique papery. This is a sack I made out of book page, and I just put this napkin on there. And then here's another one of those tags made out of the scrapbook paper. It's got the lace, and this one I just put this image I cut from a magazine of two little look like door, things to hold your door closed or open. Door weights. I don't know if that's what they're called. Door stops. That's it. Okay. Garden page, and there's a sticker on it. Antique papery again, and I put a little border of just different scraps of fabric stitched on a piece of paper, and I used what I call it, the beehive stitch on my embroidery machine. This was some stationery paper. So put some washi tape on it. The greeting card for this one, and I just had some of this. It's like washi tape, but it's more of a plasticky stuff. It's sticky, just like washi tape. It's like a sticker almost. Antique papery page, stenciling on the back, copy dyed paper. Here's Edith. Now this Edith, I folded it wrong, so I just reinforced it with some lace just in case. And then I've got this stamp on there to hold it closed. Not stamp. Yeah, stamp. It's a stamp. A stamp paperclip. And I did the same thing on this side. Okay, this is just a ruffle made out of scrap of pink fabric. It's the other side of the greeting card, book page. There's another pocket I made from a magazine page, and I put clear gesso on it as well. Here's another booklet made out of the plain cards. It's been stitched, the fabric. And this, I don't know, I just kind of went crazy with this. It's like an address thing. I'm not sure where I even got it. So it goes in your address book. It tells the people's name, address, and all that, and then with their spouse's name, children's name, whatever sizes, birth dates, and stuff. So I just put this image. That's that book I was talking about that had the different pages of botanicals that you could not copy or anything. You could use them in craft projects. It had a page or two of every one of the images shrunk down. So here's a smaller version of it. I have one of those Hobby Lobby trims, and then I just had some of this purple string stuff that I just wove through those holes. So anyway, I had these reversed. That goes there, and that goes here. Some washi tape there. Some yellow paper that I just tore around and put a washi sticker on. Just a way to cover up the white paper without getting rid of the journaling space. So there's the antique papery again. The garden planner. That's where I tried the napkin on the back of the antique papery. Here's the drawer liner. And this was just notes, so from a notepad, so I glued it onto the book page that was showing. And on this side of the book page, I glued this. This is a post-it note, and then I had a sticker. Robin sent me this. It's like the negative of a cutout, so I thought I like it. So I added one of those Hobby Lobby flower trims and just made it a page decoration. And on this little pocket, it's just got different collage things. There's some fabric and a die cut and some wrapping paper. And Robin sent this as well, just something she had stamped and colored in, and makes a cute little journaling card. So we're almost to the end. The last page, I folded up the scrapbook paper to make a pocket. I have this flower that I got from Hobby Lobby, and there's some more of that washi sticker stuff. And book page, blank paper, book pages, napkin, stitched around for a big journaling card, a big tag. Now on this, on the back, I decorated the back and the front pockets first. And I did them out of order, right? So I need to stop doing that because I put this flower down, but then when I realized I had this one down, and there's no way I could take them off. So you got two of these flowers back to back, but you know, I don't see any problem with that. But anyway, so here's a pocket made out of book page, napkin, and then this flower, and then another just simple tag you can write on. So anyway, that is the floral explosion. Remember if you will, which I thought was a really good saying for the front of the journal. I'm going to be selling it in my Etsy shop, Books by Burke. If you're interested, I will have it a link below. So thanks for watching. I know this went long. Bye.